Hello and welcome. You are now looking at the website SurveyMonkey.com. And SurveyMonkey is designed for you to be able to create surveys and collect data and analyze that data and even present that data in your organization or your business. The application is cloud-based and allows you total control over designing and creating the actual survey. You also have full control over deploying that survey to people that you want to take your survey and answer the questions. The survey application is secure and keeps the data safe of individuals that take your surveys. And in this course, we'll explore the design and construction of an actual survey. Now you'll note that the company has a pro sign-up and a free sign-up, and there are differences between the various levels. And in the next video, we'll explore the pricing, opening the account, and the various levels that you can attend to. So with that, thanks, and I'll see you in the first video. Welcome back. You can enhance your survey by adding certain elements inside of the question builder. And if you're on this second level of options, you're going to find the builder elements here on the left side menu. So for example, one of the things we can do is we can add in a multiple choice question. And in this case, we would be doing our question so that the individual would only choose one answer. However, we could also add in a checkbox where an individual would be able to select all the choices that apply for a particular question. We can add in a star rating where an individual can rate how they feel about a certain issue. We can also add in a question with a drop-down list of answers. We can add in a matrix or a rating scale level of question. So for example, if we were to choose one of these elements, and let's for the sake of this example choose the matrix or rating scale and click add. What you would find is that you're going to be adding in a question, and you're going to be creating this question with the element that you've chosen. And so you will be creating this question from scratch. And you'll notice that it falls in after question 1, which is where we placed our cursor at the point at where we click the add button. We can also choose to click the new question button. When we do that, we can choose one of these elements from this right side drop down menu. If we were to choose the matrix or rating scale, we could do that from this element. That will give us the same range of choices in order to create the kind of question, in this case for question 2, in this area. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, still working in the builder element, we can create questions with a ranking element. And if we add in the ranking element, what we're doing is we're asking the respondents to rank a list of options that we give them in the order of priority. Now, if you want to use a Net Promoter Score for customer satisfaction, this is a trademarked term, and you'll want to learn more about the Net Promoter Score before you use this kind of question. So the third element you can add in here is going to be the image choice. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to set up an element, and you're going to ask your respondent to choose one of the elements as their answer or the right answer. So in this case, let's assume that we chose this image choice, and we were to add this kind of question to our canvas. And so what we would do is structure our question. In this case, we have the option of uploading our image or using an image already at an existing URL. In this case, we're going to upload 2 images to this element. In this case, we have options available to us for this particular kind of question. If we're going to use this as a quiz, we have options for the quiz. Once we've completed what we're going to be doing with this question, what we're going to do is click the Save button. So you can add in 4 more kinds of questions to your survey. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. While still working in the Builder section, you can also add in a comment box. Now, the comment box is a place where you write a question, and you can give your respondent the opportunity to write an answer back to you. Now you can similarly add in a single text box. You can be specific with your single text box so that if you want a numerical answer or you only want an answer at a certain length, You can do that with the single text box where the comment box is going to be open-ended. You can create a question with a slider, and the slider is going to give your respondents the opportunity to use a slider to determine how they feel about a certain question. They can take the slider and move it toward the number or value that they feel closest represents what they feel. In some cases, you may want to use multiple text boxes, and what this will do is this will give your survey respondent the opportunity to write in more than one box for a particular question. As you can see, the example here is, what are your 3 favorite ice cream brands? And they can write in their first, second, and third favorite. And of course, we can add any of these elements to the canvas. So for example, if we were to add in the single text box, what you'll see here is that we can write in our question. And as is the case with every question, we can also use the options button. Now, if we click the options button, what we can do is we can say that we want to require a certain answer. We can also validate the answer for a specific format. So for example, we could say that the answer should be a specific length, or we can say that we want it to be a whole number between 0 and 100. And we also have elements to adjust the question layout as well as A/B testing. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Still within the Builder section, what we can do is we can add in date and time related questions. We can ask someone when they want something. You'll see the example question here is, when do you prefer to eat the following ice cream flavors? That individual will then be able to write in a specific time in the hour and minute format or in the month and day format. We can also set up questions to collect contact information, and we can do that here inside of this element. Now, when we're creating our pages, what we may want to do is we may want to add in some text in a particular area, even if it isn't at the beginning of a page. For example, we may want to add in some specific text, in this case between questions 4 and 5. What we would do then is we can then add in this text, and then SurveyMonkey will then add in the question. Now once we type this in, we can move this element by clicking the Move button. We can determine which page we want it on, and then we can determine when we want it to appear on our page. So in this case, we can say that we want this question to be moved onto page 2. We can say we want it before a certain question, and then we can click Move Question. And you'll see now that our text has been moved between these two questions. We can do the same thing with any image. We can add in an image where we want on the page. What we'll need to do is to click the Add Image button. That will give us the image here. We'll need to get our file. We'll then click Save Image to our page. We can then move that image to the position where we want it to be inside of our survey. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now you've seen the question bank. You've also seen the builder element. There is a third element on the way down on the left side menu where you can control the appearance of your survey. And if you click that link, you're going to get a different level of elements that you can control. You have both settings and you have overall themes. Now with the free version, you can use some of the standard themes that SurveyMonkey has available, and you'll notice then that what's called the jungle theme is the default theme. But you can change that theme to something else. For example, we can change that theme to what's called the midnight theme. So if we click on this link, you'll notice then that background changes. Once we've changed the theme, we can go to the settings element. And what you'll notice is that if you hover over these elements, these are going to be part of the paid elements that you can change in the theme. So if you want to change these elements, you'll need to have one of the paid versions. But you can choose and control your theme's appearance by using one of the themes inside of SurveyMonkey's elements of themes. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, SurveyMonkey does have various levels that you can purchase as part of their program, or you can just use their free version. So look at the levels. We're going to click Plans and Pricing. Now, as of the recording of this video, you're going to see that this pricing page opens up to a specific URL. However, if you change that URL to reflect the details, you're going to be able to make some comparisons between the free version and the other versions that are available. For example, you'll notice that with the basic version that you are allowed to have a limit of 100 responses per survey, and those levels change obviously depending on how much you are willing to pay. Where you'll also see some of the difference is that the paid versions has a quizzing function that you can use, as well as what's called skip logic, which means that you can direct individuals to specific pages based on how they answer your survey questions. In terms of randomization and split testing, those things are only available in certain levels. Even the first paid level does not have randomization. If you're looking to brand your survey and you're going to be using your logo, you'll need to expect to have to use the paid version to do that. SurveyMonkey will have its footer available on your surveys. However, you can remove that footer if you have one of the paid versions. If you don't mind the footer, but you only want to see a smaller version, you can do that with one of the paid versions. Now in this course, we're going to be working with the free version. So we're going to start the process by clicking this button and signing up. When you first enter your credentials, you're going to be asked some questions by SurveyMonkey. And then depending on what kind of survey you say you want to send first, they're going to show you some of their templates, which we will be going over in another video. And once you've gone through that brief process, you'll then be ready to start creating your first survey. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.